To some other stories now, government says it is taking steps to rescue over 432 Ghanaians detained in Dubai. They include 341 males, 88 females, and 2 children below the ages of 3. Investigations by the Ghanaian consulate in Dubai suggest the nationals were misled by some unscrupulous persons who promised them unavailable jobs. Foreign Affairs Ministry in a statement says, though the people went to Dubai on their own volition, government is collaborating with the UAE officials to evacuate them to Ghana. You know, the TEC has raised concern about forced labor and modern slavery. Speaking at a workshop in Accra, Secretary General Dr. Anthony Alban said organized labor has a role to play in stamping out all forms of inhumane labor practices.
The sad thing is that some people are still going through this terrible crime. Some people are victims. And we know this in our communities. And as unions, we have a role to play, either as collective or as individuals in the union. And that is why we should remind ourselves that slavery should never be allowed to happen again. You go to places like Mauritania today, slavery is normal. But not only Mauritania, here in Ghana, in Volta region, there is, and parts of Togo, there is this trocosi system, which amounts to bonded labor, forced labor, or slavery. Emphasize that we have a role to play as a union to stamp out all forms of slavery and forced labor, because history can repeat itself, and we should not allow that to happen. We should make every effort now to ensure that slavery and forced labor are stamped out completely and totally.
Hello, advisor to Norway, Alice G. Siam, said they chose to partner with Ghana's TUC because of the unimpressive record on child labor.
I feel that, we as trade unions now need to stand up and be counted and make sure that we use the tools that we have, the means that we have to reach our people, to sensitize our people that this is evil, that we cannot continue to enslave others, because, like Brother Anthony said, we are continuing that humiliation of the African race, and we are inflicting it upon our people to feel inferior, to continue feeling inferior. If our own people can make us inferior, what more with the white person outside there? So it is our role to uplift each other as Africans, that we are as human as every human being of any color on this earth. And we should eradicate that if it's done at community level, whether it's our chiefs, whether it's our parents, our family members, we should contribute to eradicate it. The manual that is going to be launched today is not a means to an end, but it is a tool to make trade unions' light shine on this issue. This manual is going to make us, as Ghana TUC, shine the light on the issue of modern slavery, or slavery as it is. Our people are dying across the oceans. How many people have we lost in the Mediterranean seas at the moment? How many people have been trafficked by ourselves here to go and languish in Europe and be used as tools, as servants? We are doing this, and we cannot allow this to go on.
So how can we deal with this issue? Let's speak to an organization that has been doing a lot of work in this area. Wolanyo Kojo Foster is the National Director, Advocacy and Partnerships with the International Justice Mission Ghana, and he joins us via Zoom. Thank you very much. So you've done some work in this area. What does your work in recent times reveal about this issue? Are we making strides, or it's increasingly becoming difficult to address the problem?
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much. I think that as a nation, we've come a long way, and we are doing well in so many aspects. For instance, the government has increased budgetary allocation for the Anti-Human Trafficking Fund at the Gender Ministry, twice what it used to be. Okay. This year, just last month, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection launched the National Plan of Action for Elimination of Human Trafficking in Ghana, spanning the period between 2002 to 2022 to 2026. So there have been significant steps that have been done as a country. But unfortunately, these steps have not been so far-reaching as we want them to, because the situation is becoming a bit critical, very serious, and people are profiting from it. And it's becoming a very profiting venture for people, both internally in Ghana and across borders. So as your news item stated earlier, people have been trafficked to the Gulf regions, and people are benefiting from that massively. And as a country, we need to really look at it. So as a country, the government, civil society are doing a lot, but in my view, and with the work that we've done so far, it's not been so far-reaching.
What is the challenge? What is not working?
Well, for what is happening internally, I'll take it from two angles. Internally within the country, I think that for some of the cases of trafficking, it's been couched as a cultural issue. So you have people trafficked on a lake for where we work, where our expertise is, for example, where children as young as 4 or 5 years old are trafficked onto the Volta Lake to help with fishing. The communities have couched it a lot of the times as an issue of culture. But that is not an issue of culture, because when you go on the ground, those who have trafficked the kids, who are boat masters and using these young children, 5, 6, 7 years old, do not have their kids involved in that. They've taken children who are less deprived from other areas under the guise of education, under the guise of helping them with better life, and then put them under such circumstances. A lot of them really end up dying and are traumatized for so long. So in that case, we need to come back and use our laws in Ghana, which is that this is a criminal act. And if we start looking at it as a criminal action and prosecuting people to the latter and making sure that people pay for the crimes that they commit, then people begin to realize that this is a serious thing. And as a country, we are serious about it and we will not spare anyone. So I think that looking at it more as a criminal case rather than just an issue of culture would help us internally. Now, looking at the external bit, which is that people are being trafficked outside the country, I think that as a country and as a community, we need to come together and solve this as a community problem. Because people are always under the illusion that there are greener pastures or there are better things outside the country than we have here.
Right.
And people are always led out of the country under that guise. And those who are involved in this, those who are benefiting from this monetarily, know that people always think things are better outside, and they explore, they take advantage of the ignorance of people to do what they are doing. So I think that if we clamp down on these things and say that this is criminal, when we catch you, we are prosecuting you to a latter, we are jailing you, and all those who profit from it know that this is the clear message as a country. I think that
then we'll be able to deal with the issue. I'm grateful that you could join us. That's Wolanyo Foster, Deputy Director.